I got to work with Indycar and shoot for the Grand Prix of Arlington, and it's all because of a 30-second drone video. Let's start from the beginning. My goal is to create a video about the racetrack before they lay down any of the tarmac. And the ultimate goal is I hope I get invited to the race in Arlington in 2026. So let's get started. I'm currently in the pit lane for the Arlington Grand Prix, which is also known as parking lot 4 for the Dallas Cowboys. This is going to be where my drone video is going to start. I'm going to be taking my drone around all 14 of the corners of the event, and I'm going to be showcasing what the racetrack looks like before any of the construction has even started on it. So right now, all you're seeing is parking lots and public roads that will eventually become a racetrack in early 2026. Can't wait to see what happens. Today I'm going to a town hall meeting where Indycar is going to be there. They're going to be answering all the business owners' questions about how can business owners get involved with Indycar, and that's what I hope to do today. Here's where we're at. I've been going back and forth through text message with the president of the Grand Prix of Arlington, which in and of itself is a huge accomplishment. I mean, he actually responds. He's been awesome. He's been really, really cool. So we've been going back and forth through text message, just saying if there's like any way that I can help out. And so I've taken his words from an interview that he gave recently and incorporated it into my video. They've been building the track, so I've been slowly gathering more and more aerial footage of it in hopes that, you know, we can work together, maybe on the social media side, just seeing how, if there's a way that we can work together. So I learned that Fox is one of my roadblocks, which is why the video hasn't really progressed or moved forward despite having conversations with the president of the Grand Prix. It's because they own the rights to the track itself and like the video of the track. They don't know if they can work within that and still work with me. So I'm going to be working to find a solution to where I can bring some sort of value to IndyCar. I'm going to take what I learned today and incorporate it into the video that I shot so far, and it'll continue to evolve and get better. There's got to be a way to accomplish my goals. When you really think about it, I have 2 customers for this type of work. I can either work with IndyCar directly, or I can work with the contractor who is going to be laying down the track. Luckily, I've met some of the people that work for that company and I've reached out to them, but I haven't really heard any responses yet. But if I find some industry events that some of the decision makers, or at least somebody who can get me in touch with some of the decision makers are at, maybe I can make something happen from there. Honestly, I was starting to doubt if this project would ever come together. I was trying to get with the construction company that was doing the build of the track, and I was having no progress. I met like 3 people that work for the company, paid money to like be in rooms with them, and like following up, like nothing was working. I was having no success. And like I said earlier, Fox owns the visual rights to the track itself. They said they had some issues to where I couldn't capture the track from the air. But today, the Grand Prix of Arlington reached out to me to do a time-lapse video of the build for the track. I'm still working out all the details of what that looks like, but I am super excited about that. I'm going to be doing a time-lapse video of several of the grandstands being built in anticipation for the Arlington Grand Prix. Oh no, don't call it the Arlington Grand Prix. For IndyCar, it's Grand Prix of Arlington. The time-lapse camera that I have won't be back to me by the time I need it for this event, essentially next week. So I'm going to have to order some time-lapse cameras. I guess I can show you where we're going to place these cameras. B3 is probably where we're going to place the first one. And then the second camera, I'm going to try to put the second camera on top of that sign over there. I don't know how I'm going to get up there. It's not like I own like a really big ladder. We got to figure that out. There's going to be 2 problems that I'm going to run into when it comes to placing cameras on these poles. Number 1 is, how am I supposed to get up there? I'm pretty sure I could like buy a very tall ladder and do something very foolish. Number 2, I've got to figure out how to attach a camera to a pole. Luckily, I know some people who do electrical work, so they have worked on jobs where they climb telephone poles and they attach things to them. So that's where I'm going to start, and hopefully I get some answers as to what equipment I need to make that happen. But in the meantime, let's get to working on the cameras. This is the first camera I found. It costs $2,000 and it's supposed to do everything that I need. On its website, it says it can record time-lapse videos for several months. And what's even better is that I can program the camera online so I can set it and forget it. Alright, so I got this camera for the time-lapse video, and this thing is driving me crazy. I feel like I spent like 3 hours just trying to program it to take a time-lapse at a specific time. So the draw for this camera is that you can set it up to take a time-lapse video between certain hours, and it will switch on and record the hours that it needs to record, and then it'll switch off and wait for the next time that it needs to record. What's happening is it just won't save the settings. This camera's terrible. I had to send it back. This is the second camera I found. I looked at his website and its listing on Amazon, and I really don't have high expectations for this camera. Something about its website just looks a little bit too generic, but I'm willing to give it a shot. After running several tests, this camera seems pretty solid, and the battery looks like it's going to last more than a month. So everything should be good. I've also learned to install these cameras, I'm going to need something called a boom lift. It's basically a machine with a basket that's able to lift me high in the air so I can install these cameras on the pole. What I needed to find out was how tall the structures that I needed the lift to reach were. So I'm gonna measure the pole in an unconventional way. My drone tells me how many feet from its takeoff point it is once it gets in the air. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna fly until I'm parallel with the top of the pole and see how many feet my drone is in the air. And that's how we'll measure how tall the pole is. My electrician friend got back to me. He recommended this tool that looks like a dry ring, but he says that's the best tool for the job. So I found this kit on Amazon that has something like that, and it even has an attachment to where I can screw the cameras on. So once I get up there, all I have to do is attach the metal rings to the pole and use a screwdriver to screw it in, and I'm good to go. The day's finally here. I filled out all my online forms, and now I get to go set up some cameras for Indycar to capture their grandstand building and their stage building around the complex between turns 4 through 9. I think I planned for pretty much everything, so hopefully all of this works out. I worked so hard to get to this parking lot. I'm here, I've got my lift, and I'm ready to install the cameras. I've already had a walkthrough on how the lift works, so I know how to operate it, how to make sure that everything's safe, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel prepared. Being on a boom lift is one of the scariest things I've ever done, especially because I'm afraid of heights. But I got all the cameras installed and they seem to work fine. So I'm gonna leave them out here for a month, and then I'm going to come back after the race, and I'll probably have to do a maintenance visit, you know, make sure there's not any bird poop or anything like that. I'll come back periodically just to download some of the videos because they connect wirelessly to my phone. So I don't even have to get a lift to like take the video off the camera. So that's pretty cool. I get to work with Indycar, and now the only thing that I have left to do is wait on the race to happen. Today's the day. I've always wanted to do this. I'm gonna be a motorsport photographer. I might as well make myself at home at the track, so I'm going to walk the entire track. I think this track's about 3 miles, just under. We got full course yellow over here. Just to see where all the photo holes are, where all the places to take photos and videos of the cars as they pass by, because I've went around like half the track so far, and there's only been like 4 photo holes that I found. So we'll try to find the rest of them. There's gonna be like 200 media people here for the whole weekend, so it'd be nice just to at least know a little bit about how the track looks, not directly on the track because I've seen plenty of that, and try to find some good spots to take some good photos and just enjoy my weekend. What I've learned so far is that there are about 4 paddocks here. Obviously over my shoulder, that's going to be the Indycar paddock. They've got Toyota GR, They've got something 2000, can't remember the name of that one. Then they've got Indycar next. It's been a really cool atmosphere. I got a chance to speak to some of the drivers, some of the engineers, even some of the team owners for the Toyota series. I'm headed back to my car. We're gonna be passing through the USF Pro 2000 paddock. By the time I got to the paddock, everyone else was already packing up and ready to go home. And I figured I needed to be well rested and ready for tomorrow, so I'm gonna do the same. So I'm headed toward my workstation, even though I'm gonna be focused on having fun this weekend. So probably not gonna get much work done. I'm gonna do it all later after the weekend's over. Dang, everybody else gets a name badge and I still have a sticky note. I don't have any clients, so my goal for this weekend is just to enjoy everything that a race weekend has to offer.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how are you again?
All right. Fine.
The first practice session just started for the Toyota GR racers. You're gonna hear the first car.
For a general admission viewing area as well. Hotels and company is rooted in deep heritage.
Go find a spot, maybe. Down there.
Up to Rena's VK, Kyle Kirkwood, Chris Brown.
Oh, I got 1 hour of free bowling.
This turn's kind of sketchy. This track is bumpy. So bumpy that parts of the car are coming off of and landing on me. At this point in the video, I think we should recognize some really important people who make racing happen. There's the fire marshals, there's the safety team, and of course the flag marshals as well. If you've ever watched racing on TV, you'd never know that they sweep literally after every single session. like to introduce y'all to Mehdi. He works on Christian Rasmussen's media team. So everything after the race got canceled due to this huge windstorm that was coming in, but I did get a chance to meet some pretty cool people over the weekend. Shout out to everybody who was working on the velo team. Y'all were pretty awesome.
No, you're good.
And of course, once again, shout out to Mehdi as well. Hopefully I get to work with y'all in the future because y'all made my weekend, so that was pretty cool. I guess I close out this video with a time-lapse video of the track rubbering in at turn 8. This isn't part of the deliverables that I had to send to Indycar, so I guess I use it here. Can you believe this all started from a drone video? If you'd like to get paid flying drones like I do, you're gonna need a Part 107. I highly recommend Pilot Institute. I've got a link for their Part 107 course, which I took to get my license, in the description as well. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you learned something that you can use to create the life that you want to live.